said, Doc, what do I do? What do I do? Just in that panicked voice. And I asked, well, what's going on? I need to know what's going on. She goes, Eric is hanging in the garage. That's when I knew something better had to be done. Now, my personal backstory is only by God's grace am I sitting here talking to you. I used alcohol to drown my demons up until a point where it led to a 45 being in my mouth, ready to end it all. And then I got a phone call from a veteran saying, Doc, I need your help. Which led me to a little pink building where God started a biker church. Our mission is to bring public awareness to veteran suicide, to assist veterans in coping with the stresses and difficulties of transferring to civilian life. Our colors, the purple and teal you see in our logo is the National Suicide Awareness colors. Less than 1% of this nation puts on a uniform, but we make up over 20% of the suicides. That's a math problem I don't even want to try to figure out. The red is the blood spilled every day. We are losing to the demons, the nation's heroes, the ones that sacrificed and gave, to the rate of approximately 45 to 50 every day. When one is too many to lose. Black, we are in mourning to the ones that we lost today and the ones we're going to lose tomorrow. Gray is the mind of the veteran. Nations have trained us to go see and do things that no other human should ever have to do or see. But yet every nation has never figured out how to untrain us or us to unsee things. How do we do it? Well, we provide safe and secure places to help veterans get the help they deserve with counseling, therapy, skill training, and much, much more. Whether it's for a day, a weekend, a month, all the way up to a year, at no cost to the veteran. We do believe teamwork makes the dream work. John 13:35 tells us, we will tell the world that we are of that kingdom when we work together. We work with and we invite other nonprofits and ministries to bring their programs to our mission. No organization can do it all alone. Today here in this meeting, we are going to be covering some of our service partners that are bringing their resources to our facilities because they believe as we do, together everyone accomplishes more. Complete financial transparency. Our IRS Form 9 is available for review on our website, project.heart.org. You can request our monthly reports at request@project.heart.org. We're not hiding anything. If you ever see a miscellaneous line on one of our reports, let me know immediately because I do not authorize that. You see these other big nonprofits with these big miscellaneous accounting. Well, where did that money go? No man, woman, person can serve two masters. This is why I believe, and I stand by it, that I will never take a salary, because if the leader of a nonprofit believes that what's in this, can they really concentrate on their mission? Once again, we work with the blessings that we receive. As I said, we started in 2018. We just got our feet under us in 2019, and then good old 2020 hit. We all remember what that was. We want to forget it, but it was there. But during that time, we were blessed with 20 acres and a 10,000 square foot building that was donated to our mission. It is named in honor of Sergeant Courtney Rush of the United States Air Force from Aldo, Illinois. On January 3rd, 2012, she lost her fight with the demons and died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head. This is the first facility with a minimum of one going into each state. As resources become available, and I'm going to beat this up again, we work with the blessings that we receive. Forward Operating Base Rush is located in McCamas, Illinois. When completed, it would be a beacon of light for veterans. It is located at 189 Haywood Blood Drive. It will provide all that our mission and God has to offer at no cost to the veteran. All the resources, everything we're doing at our facilities, we believe that, hey, they need a safe, secure place. So at File Brush, we will be able to provide transitional housing for 12 single veterans and 2 veterans with their families. This is very important because since 2018, we are the only organization out there willing to take on that task of bringing a veteran in with their family for up to a year. There's a person missing from this screen today. That's our other ambassador, Victor, from Chicago. He's a veteran. He helps our mission immensely. He got involuntarily committed into a treatment program. I talk to him daily. He's doing okay. But every day he asks, how's my wife and children? If you go onto our website or social media, there is a GoFundMe out there to provide the necessary funding so they can pay rent and buy food right now. Because Forward Operating Base Rush is not operational. Everybody goes, you could stick more veterans into that building. Yes, we could. But we believe in quality over quantity. Here's a brief overview of what your $22 a month is supporting. I always mess that one up. All right, our funding sources. Because as you know, every mission takes funding. Grants. We do seek and apply for unrestricted grants, but grants are not a guarantee. Events. We seek events to attend, to share our mission. We sponsor events to give back to the community. We are currently running a Veteran Fellowship breakfast here in Paducah, Kentucky, the first Wednesday of every month at the IHOP restaurant where veterans can come and get a free meal and fellowship with other veterans. Donations, goods and services for our operations. If you have a business, a product, or something that can benefit veterans, contact us. We will see if you're a good fit and we'll go from there. Individual and corporate patrons. An individual patron is that, an individual. We do ask for $22 a month. That's 72.89 cents a day. That's nothing. You give up one Frappuccino a week and you've covered that. That brings hope to a veteran and in turn saves a veteran's life. Our Club 22, these are restaurants in the area. We just brought on 2 more a couple months ago up in Chicago. So again, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and you'll hear all about those great organizations, great restaurants, they're great food, great people. And when you go in there on the 22nd of the month and you say, I want this, and Die Hard sent me, a portion of your bill comes to this mission. Our annual Fill the Can Challenge has kicked off today, Memorial Day. It runs through July 4th. Because look, your donation is our ammunition to fight this war on veteran suicide. We, in the past, have put out ammo cans in businesses. We didn't get to do that this year due to the lack of volunteers. But we will be doing it. And of course, merchandise sales. You can order cool t-shirts and coffee mugs and keychains and all that by visiting projectdiehard.org. How can you help? First and foremost, we ask for prayer. Pray for our mission. We know it works. Share our mission. There is a person with the resources that doesn't want the fame, the fortune, the profit, and to help God's kingdom grow. Volunteer. Each one of you have a gift that could benefit this mission. Volunteer. Whether it's swinging a hammer, painting a wall, writing a newsletter, following up, becoming an ambassador like Kirk and Victor. Volunteer. There's all that. And of course, donate. Any amount helps. But we do ask for that $22 a month. We need 98 people as of today to do that, $22 a month. Because Forward Operating Base Rush has expenses. Electricity, water, insurance, trash, not counting the construction. That's just the basic running of the facility. Sharing our mission. These great organizations share our mission and bring resources. The Disability Channel is bringing skill training to our facilities. Lifestyle Fit 22. He should be on here shortly, but they're helping us with the gyms. 10th Mountain Recruiting, employment, down the leash service dogs, canines, the Veterans Ranch, equine therapy, and Hit Strong counseling. These are our resource partners. These believe that teamwork makes the dream work, and together, everyone accomplishes more. Our facility suppliers.
And together,
these great companies supply our facilities at a free or
our
reduced
facility
charge.
suppliers.
That is Maxwell
These
Silver.
great companies supply
Veteran-owned
our
company.
facilities at a
When you go to
free
his
or
website and
reduced
you
charge.
order 4 bars of soap,
That
for
is
every 4
Maxwell
that you
Silver.
order saying Project Diamond,
veteran-owned company.
a bar comes
When you
to our
go to
facility.
his website and you order 4 bars
That's
of
a
soap
win-win.
for every 4 that you order saying Project
Hughes Market and
Diehard,
Meat Processing.
a bar
That's
comes
food.
to our facility.
He helps with food.
That's a win-win.
Bad Bandit Rubs and
Hughes
Seasonings,
Market and Meat
another
Processing.
veteran-owned company.
That's food.
When you order his and you use the code
Bad Bandit Rubs and
PDH22,
Seasonings,
a
another
portion comes to the
veteran-owned
mission.
company.
Third Day
When you
Coffee
order
Seguin.
his and you
Another
use the code
veteran-owned company.
PDH22,
When you order
a
there,
portion comes
use
to the
code
mission.
PDH22.
Third Day
And
Coffee
for
Seguin,
every 4 you order,
another
we
veteran-owned
get a
company.
bag of coffee at our facility.
When you order there, use code
And Supply
PDH22,
Solutions.
and for
They
every 4
provide
you
us with
order, we get a bag
restaurants,
of
things
coffee
for
at
our
our
kitchen.
facility. And Supply Solutions. They
Our
provide
mission
us with
supplier.
restaurants, things for our kitchen.
These people don't have a product or program, but they support.
Our mission
Blue
supplier.
Dragonfly Creative Agency website.
These people don't have a
Marketing.
product or a
Not
program,
Cap
but they
Company.
support.
Our swag.
Blue Dragonfly
Both those are
Creative Agency
veteran-owned
website.
companies. So when you
Marketing.
frequent there and you buy
Not
there,
Cap Company.
you are
Our
supporting
swag.
a veteran-owned
Both those
company
are
and
veteran-owned
Project
companies.
Diamond.
So when you frequent that,
Sharing with credit. If you are a business owner and you want to save money on your credit card processing,
you are
reach out to
supporting
us. We'll put you in
veteran-owned
contact.
companies and Project Diamond.
Because there is a fee
They're
that every
bringing
credit card
credit.
company
If
pays
you
that
are a
goes
business owner
right
and
to
you
the
want
bank.
to save money,
that can legally
on
come
your
to a
credit card
nonprofit
processing, reach
organization.
out to us. We'll put you in contact. Because there is a fee
And then,
that
of
every
course, our
credit card
ministry
company pays that
partners.
goes right to the bank that can
Amber to
legally
Flame,
come to a nonprofit
Michelle and
organization.
Daniel Fox. Great help.
And then, of course, our ministry
Last
partners,
year at Hope Stock,
Ember to Flame,
through their
Michelle and
intervention,
Daniel Fox.
2 veteran marriages
Great help.
stayed.
Last year at
Praise
Hope
God on
Stock,
that.
their
Eagle
intervention,
Fire in Richmond,
2 veteran
again,
marriages
Chris
were
Tice,
saved.
very
Praise God on that.
motivational person, brother in the
Eagle
world.
Fire in Richmond,
He takes the
again,
time
Chris Tice,
to talk
very
to veterans when they need to be
motivational
talked to.
person, brother in
He
the
answers
world.
questions to the veterans
He
that have
takes the
found Christ
time
and they're walking their
to
walk.
talk to veterans when they
In
need to
Global
talk to
Vision Bible Church,
He answers questions
Pastor Greg Locke,
to the
him and his
veterans that
flock
have
pray
found
for our
Christ and
mission.
they're
They
walking
share
their
our
walk.
mission.
Global Vision
These
Bible
are
Church,
our ministry partners.
Pastor
If
Greg
you
Locke,
know of
him
a
and his flock
church
pray for our mission.
or
They
a
share our
missionary
mission.
field that would fit into us,
These are
please
our
refer
ministry
them to
partners.
us.
If you know of a
We
church
don't ask for any money from
or
them,
a missionary field
but
that
from our
would
resource
fit
partners.
into us, please refer them to
All
us.
we ask is share our mission.
We don't
and
ask for
pray.
any money from them or from our
Our
resource
frequently asked
partners,
questions. What will
All
it
we
cost
ask
to
is share
complete
our
Cloud
mission.
Rush?
and pray.
Some people on the screen can understand.
Our
In a
frequently
while,
asked
the
questions.
old PowerPoint had all the
What will it
graphs
cost
and
to
the
complete
charts
Cloud
and
Rush?
spreadsheet.
Some people on this screen.
And you know what, I just found that
It's
confusing.
been a while, but the old PowerPoint had
Let's
all
roast
the
them.
graphs and the.
When you're
charts
doing
and
God's
the-
work, does the cost really
spreadsheet.
matter?
And you know what, I just found that confusing.
It doesn't.
So it's real simple. When you're doing God's work, does
If
the
God
cost
can give
really
his
matter?
one son to forgive us all,
It doesn't.
what are you willing to give to save a good
If God
son?
can give his one son to forgive us all,
When will Bob Rush be operative? When
what are
resources
you willing
become
to give to save
available?
a veteran's life?
With what you learned so far, you must agree that
When will
it
Bob
needed to
Rush
be
be
done
operative?
yesterday.
When resources become available?
We already have a waiting list.
With what you've learned so far, you must agree that it needed to be done yesterday.
In
We
conclusion,
already have a waiting list.
only together can we bring hope to America's heroes. We work with the resources that we
In
have.
conclusion,
Every
only
patron
together can we bring
that
hope to
supports this
America's
mission
heroes.
has the right to come and visit
We work
any
with the resources that we have.
and see where their funds are going.
Every patron that supports this
For
mission
more
has the right to
information,
come and visit
Visit us at
any facility
projectdiehard.org
and see where their funds are going.
and contact at
For
projectdiehard.org.
more information,
Or you
visit
can
us
reach
at
out to Kurt
projectdiehard.org
or Victor,
and
our
contact
ambassadors,
at
and they can answer some
projectdiehard.org.
questions.
Or you can reach out to Kurt
Thank you and God
or
bless
Victor,
for
our
your time
ambassadors,
and attention to
and
this
they can
mission.
answer some questions.
We'll be sharing some other people's, but if you
Thank
have
you
any
and God
questions,
bless
put
for
it in
your
the chat.
time and attention
Send
to
it
this
up.
mission.
I know we're streaming out a lot of
We'll
social
be sharing
medias.
some other people's, but
That's
if
where
you have
our
a
great
question,
assistant
put it
Emily
in the
is
chat,
backstage
send
doing
it
all
up.
that stuff.
I know
And
we're
she will let
streaming
us
out a
know
lot
if
of
somebody
social
has a
medias.
question or if anybody in this
That's
room has a
where
question.
our great
Feel
assistant
free to
Emily
ask
is
after we're
backstage
done with
doing
the
all that
presentation.
stuff. And she will let us
Kurt,
know if
I
somebody
take
has a
it back to
question
you.
or if anybody in this room has a question.
All
Feel free
right,
to ask after
excellent.
we're
I
done
tell
with the
you, every
presentation.
day on the mission with Project Die Hard is
Kurt,
another
I kick it
enriching
back to
experience. That was quite the presentation.
All
Again,
right,
well done, Brian. I
excellent.
enjoyed it
tell
and
you,
learned.
every day
I think we all learned from it. So, Brian, you're growing,
experience. That was
giving
quite
us
the
a deeper and
presentation.
deeper
Again,
connection
well done, Brian.
with
I
this mission
enjoyed
is
it
all
and
about,
learned.
and
I think
empowering
we
us
all
to get
learned
closer,
from that. So,
to
Brian,
get folks out
you're
there
growing
around the
and
nation, around the world,
giving us
plugging
a
in,
deeper and deeper
helping us get
connection.
this done.
What
So
this
in
mission
terms
is
of
all
getting it
about
done,
and
here's a guy
empowering
that
us to get
likes to get her
closer
done, and that's
to get
J.R.
folks
Smith
out there
with
around
Veterans
the
Ranch.
nation, around the world,
We
plugging
at Project
in,
Die Hard, we
helping
give
us
a lot
get
of
this done.
kudos and
So in
thanks
terms of
to
getting it done,
the
he's a
commitment
guy
JR
that
has
likes to
had
get
to
it
our
done, and
mission
that's
here at
J.R.
Project
Smith
Die
at the
Hard.
Veterans
So that
Ranch.
shows up
And
JR and the
we at
Veterans
Project
Ranch
Die Hard
around
give
him.
a lot of
We just
kudos
want to
and
get it done.
thanks to
Doesn't matter if it's on
the
the
commitment
Veterans
JR
Ranch
has had
side
to our
or
mission
Project
here
Die
at
Hard
Project Die
side.
Hard. So that
We're just here
shows
to
how
help
JR and the
veterans. So
Veterans Ranch,
JR,
everybody around
come
him,
forward, tell
we
us
just
all
want to get it
about
done.
your
Doesn't
story.
matter if it's on the
The
Veterans Ranch
Ranch,
side
and
or the
let's
Project
see what
Die
we can
Hard
get from you in
side.
10 minutes.
We're
Take it
just
away,
here to help
JR.
veterans. So
Well, absolutely.
JR, come forward, tell
Appreciate
us all
y'all
about
having me
your
in here
story,
today.
the
Proud to be
Veterans
part of the
Ranch, and
partnership,
let's see what we
creative
can get from you in
leadership
10
here
minutes.
of,
Take it away,
these two,
JR.
Ours,
Well,
Project
absolutely.
Iron's amazing.
Appreciate y'all
organization.
having
Look
me in
forward
here
to doing
today.
great things
Proud to be
together
part
in the
of the
future.
partnership.
I am J.R. Smith,
partnership
Vice
here
President,
these
co-founder
two,
of
ours
the
and
Veterans
Project
Ranch.
Die Hard's
As
amazing
Brian said,
organization.
equine
Look
therapy.
forward to doing
What
great
is
things
equine
together
therapy?
in the
Well, it's
future.
simple. We're going
I
to
am
get you
J.R.
playing with
Smith,
horses,
Vice
put a
President,
groom and brush in
co-founder
your
of the
hand,
Veterans Ranch.
get you to
As
build a
Brian
bond of
said,
trust
equine
with an
therapy.
animal, and
What is
you're
equine
born
therapy?
not to
Well,
trust
simple. We're going to get
anyone.
you playing with
Horses are
horses.
pack
Put a
animals
groom
and
and brush
prey
in your
animals.
hand.
Their
Get you
fight
to
or
build a
flight is
bond of
flight
trust with an
99%
animal
of the time.
inherently born
They want to
not
know
to
two
trust
simple
anyone.
things. Am I strong enough to
Pack
be my
animals
leader?
and prey
And are you
animals.
going to hurt me?
Their fight
When
or
you
flight
build
is
that bond of
flight
trust with that
99% of the time.
four-legged toddler,
They want to know
you
two
know,
simple
they
things.
they
strong
will
enough
do
to be my
amazing
leader,
things for
and
you
are you gonna
and
hurt
through you
when you
that
build
you
that
would never
bond of
dream
trust with
possible.
that
We've
four-legged
had
toddler,
young men and women who were from the
they will
Bronx
do
that have
amazing things
never,
for you
ever
and
been
through
around
you
any animals
that
in
you
their
would
life.
never
Didn't even
dream
have a dog
possible.
as a pet.
We've had
Ride a
young men and
Belgian.
women who
For
were from the
everybody out there that
Bronx
doesn't
that
know what a
have
Belgian
never
is, take a
ever
Budweiser,
been around
Clydesdale,
any
shrink it down
animals in their
just a
life.
little
Didn't
bit.
even have a
Here's
dog
some
as a
Belgian.
pet.
Okay, sitting in
Ride
this
a
chair, y'all
Belgian.
can't tell. I'm
For
6'4",
everybody out there that
260.
doesn't know
I
what a
was
Belgian
looking
is,
at
take a
Withers
Budweiser
on this
Clydesdale,
horse.
shrink it down
Withers is
just a
their
little bit,
shoulder,
and
so
there's
I'm
the
eye to
Belgian.
eye. This
Okay,
guy was
sitting in his chair,
5'5"
y'all
with
can't
boots
tell.
on,
I'm
looking at
6'4",
ribs.
260. I was
We
looking
ended
at
up
withers.
getting him on
On
2
this
trail
horse.
rides
Withers is their
and
shoulder. So
had
I'm
to
eye
build
to
a
eye.
stronger bond
This guy
of
was
connection with
5'5"
his
with
wife, who
boots
rode
on, looking at
dressage for
ribs.
20 years. He was active
We ended up
duty
getting
Air Force.
him
She was
on
medically
trail
retired
rides
Air Force.
and
bottom line
build a
is he was
stronger
scared,
bond
didn't
of
want to
connection
admit it.
with his wife.
By
who
the
rode
end of the
beside
day,
for
they were
20
both
years. He
hugging,
was active duty
crying,
Air
and
Force.
be
She
honest,
was
there were many
medically
dry eyes
retired Air
around the
Force.
area anyway.
And bottom line
And,
is he was scared.
you know, it was a
didn't want to
great
admit it.
day.
And by the
Brian
end of the
came down
day, they
last
were
year and
both
experienced one of our
crying,
events we
and
had in Lake
there
Wales
were many dry eyes around
where
there
we had
anyway.
you, a horse, a round pen, and a
You know, it
training
was a
flag.
great day.
Watched a
Brian
young
came
man
down
spend an hour
last
and a
year and
half with a
experienced
beautiful
one of our
white
events
mare
we
that
had in
looked
Lake
like it
Wales
was silver from the Lone
for,
Ranger.
where we had you,
Have
a horse, a
eventually
round pen,
come
and a
up
training
and
flag.
Put her nose
Watched
in
a
his
young
chest and
man
have
spend
this
an hour
man
and a
have a
half with a
watershed
beautiful white
moment,
mare that
you know,
looked like
kind of cry
silver
like he
from
was
the
two.
Lone Ranger.
And,
Have
you know, the
eventually
things
come
that
up
occurred
and
after that,
put
the
her
things
nose
he
in his
shared
chest
after
and have
that,
this man have a watershed
were just
moment.
amazing.
And,
It's
you know, kind of
it's
cry like he was
therapeutic for
two.
us
And,
as it is for the
you
ones
know,
we're
the
serving.
things
We
that
say it's
occurred
our
after that,
pleasure
the things he
to
shared
serve the
after
ones
that,
that served us all.
were just amazing.
As Brian
It's-
said, we
it's
quoted all the
therapeutic for
time,
us
1%.
as it is
The
for
real
those we're serving.
1%.
We say it's our
They raised
pleasure
their right
to
hand and
serve
said,
the
I'll
ones
go
that
send
serve us
me.
all. As Brian
When
said, we
all of
quote
us
it all
had
the
the
time, the
opportunity, for
1%,
whatever
the
reason,
real 1%.
didn't do it.
They
And
raised
that's
their
okay.
right
We're
hand
not
and said,
knocking
I'll go
anybody. I'm
send
a
me.
proud patriot.
When all of us had
Cowboy
the
boots never wore
opportunity, for
combat
whatever
boots
reason,
myself. My
didn't
dad's
do
a
And that's
United
okay.
States
We're not
Navy
knocking
Vietnam
anybody. I'm
veteran
a
from
proud patriot.
1969 to 1973.
Cowboy
was
boots
10
never wore
countries,
combat
69-7.
boots.
So everything we talk about, we learn from
United
the
States
amazing
Navy
veterans
Vietnam
here at this
veteran from
call,
1969
and everyone
to
we speak to every
1973
day
was in country
to
69.
help educate the
So everything
civilian
we talk about,
population
we learn from the
on
amazing
what they're
veterans here in this
experiencing,
call,
what they're
and
going
everyone we
through, and
speak
how
to every
they
day
can help us
to
help them.
help educate the
We just had
civilian
an amazing
population
3 weeks in the
on
great
what
state
they're
of Texas. We
experiencing,
are
what they're
currently
going
in
through, and
Florida,
how
in
they
Lakeland,
can
Florida.
help
For everyone
us
that doesn't know where
help
that
them.
is, it's a
We
dot
just had an
between
amazing
Disney
3
and
weeks in
Tampa
the
on
great
the
state of
I-4
Texas.
corridor.
We are currently
Major
headquartered in
announcement, we
Lakeland,
are in
Florida.
the
For everyone
process
who
right now
doesn't know where that is,
relocating our
it's a
headquarters to
dot
North
between
Texas.
Disney and Tampa on the
We did
I-4
everything from
corridor.
speak to Stephen
Major
Jones from the
announcement,
Dallas
we are in the
Cowboys.
process right now of
If everybody doesn't
relocating
know,
our
it's Jerry
headquarters
Jones'
to North
son.
Texas.
The greater
We
city
did
of
everything
Fort
from
Worth,
speak to Stephen
various
Jones from
veteran
the Dallas
organizations. We
Cowboys.
attended a roll call
If
breakfast
everybody doesn't know, it's Stephen Jones'
where
son.
actually they had
The
8
greater
World War
city
II
of Fort
veterans
Worth,
stand up and be
various
acknowledged.
veteran organizations. We
Absolutely
attended a roll
amazing 3
call
weeks. It felt like
breakfast.
a day. I drove
Where
almost
actually
4,000
they had
miles in 3
8
weeks.
World War II veterans stand up and be acknowledged.
Diesel, so that's-
Absolutely amazing. 1,000 miles in 3 weeks and loved every mile of it.
That doesn't matter.
By the way,
The point
Diesel's
is,
election.
we're looking forward to doing great
Texas.
things. We're gonna put a barn and some horses on Project iHeart's property. Drop some of our people in there
So,
and
hey,
provide the
That doesn't matter. Point is,
necessary to
we're looking
uh,
forward to
bring
doing
in
great
the
things. We're gonna put
factor of
a
what it
barn and
means
some
to
horses
assist
on
them,
Project
keep
iHeart's
therapies,
property.
be all
Drop some of our people in there
Sort of
and
some
provide the equine
there's
therapy
some great
necessary
teams
to
here
bring in the full factor of what it needs to assist veterans.
not every
Equine
veteran
therapy is
is
not the be all end all. It's
Not
an
every
amazing
veteran
thing.
wants to
But
go
as y'all
to
see,
some-
Brian's
that's kind
putting
of a
together
thing out there
some
that
great teams here
in the world
to
today.
cover the full
But
spectrum
as
of what a
Brian
veteran's
said,
gonna need.
45 to 50
Not every veteran has
since
PTS. Not every veteran wants to kill
15,
themselves. That's kind of a
20,000
thing out there that's being purported in
checking
the
out
world
off this
today.
planet that
But
don't need
as
to.
Brian said, 45 to 50
For
a day.
anybody
Come on,
out
folks.
there
That's
that is
you know,
struggling with
12,
anything,
15, 20,000
reach
great
out to your
Americans a
battle
year
buddies,
checking
call
out
a
off this
hotline,
planet that don't
get
need
some
to.
help. You are needed.
For anybody
You
out
are
there
wanted.
that
Somebody
is struggling
needs
with
to know what you
anything,
know.
you know,
need to
reach
learn
out
what
to your
you've
battle buddies,
experienced
call
in
the
life. You
hotline,
need to stick
get some
around.
help. You are needed.
You're
You are
valued,
wanted.
and
Somebody
we all
needs to know
wanna
what
meet
you
you.
know.
Okay?
You need to
I
learn
want
what
to
you've
meet you. I wanna
experienced in
meet you,
life.
and
You
we wanna
need to
shake
stick around. You are
So that
important.
is
You're valued,
definitely-
and we all want to meet
sticking
you.
around.
Okay, Brian wants to meet you. I
That's
want to
all
meet
I gotta
you,
say on
and we
that.
want to shake your hand. So
and
that
finding all
is
of our information
definitely
at the veterans
you're
ranch.org.
worth sticking around for.
It's real
Okay,
easy to find.
That's all we gotta say on that.
Again, we are informed, we're still putting on.
You can find out all of our information at
Florida's not gonna go bye-bye, it's just
veterans.org.
removing the
It's
headquarters
real
to
easy to
Texas.
find.
We plan on
Again,
having
we
at
are in
least
Florida. We are
different
still putting on
locations in
events
the
here
state.
right now. Florida's not gonna go bye-bye. It's just we're moving the headquarters to Texas. We plan on having at least 8 different locations in the state that we own. And then through our affiliate ranch program, we'll have more beyond that. So, as Brian says, we all, to say nonprofits need money is like Captain Obvious coming dancing across the screen, but he's right on point. Grants, donations, whether you give $10, $20, $200, $10,000, whatever you get, every bit helps, and we treat everybody the same as Brian does, whether you give $1 or you write a check with a couple commas in it. We all put our pants on the same way, one leg at a time, and we treat you the same when it comes to donations. Again, thank everybody, for everything that you're supporting us, and we love reciprocating the help as well. Again, the veteransranch.org. I'll turn it back over. I don't know if that was 10 minutes, maybe a little less, but I will turn over my time and answer any questions anybody might have.
To your volunteers and
All right, sounds good, JR. Thank you very much. And also for you, thanks for all the hard work and dedication to your board of directors and to your volunteers and everybody who touches the work of the Veterans Ranch, because we say here, a win for the Veterans Ranch is also a win for Project IR. Again, we're all here teaming up, making the dream work that all veterans will be taken care of. So another gentleman that is just over the top.
Kurt,
Brian, come on in here.
No, Molly has to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought we were taking questions
Well-
at the end, but Molly, go ahead.
Right. I'm sorry, JR. This is kind of off subject. Is there many veterans with TBI?
Brian's sons.
Actually, my
numbers of how many
Yeah.
veterans
a TBI.
Yeah, tons. Yeah, there
For
are.
example, if you look at the
There
VA
are so
website,
many
it
more
says
than ever reported.
1.5,
The VA's
1.6
numbers of how many
million
veterans are in a
Texas.
particular
That's
state are not
about
reported
5
accurately.
counties surrounding Dallas.
For example, if you look at the VA's website, it says
There's
there's 1.5, 1.6 million veterans in Texas. That's about 5 counties surrounding Dallas. There's 1.5 million. There's over 10 million veterans in Texas now. I'd venture to, without looking at the exact stats, you probably got at least 20% that have a TBI.
Because I attended Shepherd Center, and it's in Atlanta, Georgia, and we have a program called Wounded Warriors.
Yeah, well, it sounds like an amazing thing, and that's a lot of what.
Come and they all eat
On the
together
daily,
and do their
out
therapy
of
together.
this one particular.
Yeah, no, it sounds like an amazing thing, and that's a lot of what Brian and I are going to be doing on the daily. Out of this one particular property, we're looking at, it's about 44 acres. We'll have 12 to 20 horses on it, bare minimum. We'll be able to serve 5 to 10,000 veterans a year out of one location. So, and doing things just like that. So that's what's going to be amazing, to bring all these organizations together and partner up as much as we
Any
can.
reason for
And again, it's about saving
moving
lives, not
headquarters to
against credit.
Texas or?
Don't want to discuss them on the line.
Okay, that's what I thought. I just
JR.
wasn't.
Yes, ma'am.
Any reason
Yeah.
for moving headquarters to Texas?
you gotta go
Or
to the
Don't want to discuss them on the live feed.
okay, that's what I thought. I just
That's-
wasn't.
Yeah.
That's-
Texas, you got to go where the support is. The
All right,
support's
so
in
we're gonna
Texas.
go
Okay.
to
God bless Texas.
gentlemen
That's all
with a
I'm
big
saying.
heart.
There you go.
Exactly.
Big in Texas, including
What
the
a
sport.
fortune
Well
we
done,
have. We've been
Texas.
introduced to this
All
guy,
right, so we're gonna
all
go
around the
to
market, and
a gentleman
got
with a big
introduced to
heart.
this wonderful
Zach
program,
Clayton.
Community
Wow.
Pay It Forward.
What a fortune
I think
we
that
have
sets
to
it
have
all
been
right
introduced to
there.
this guy out of Denver, Colorado
All come
market,
together.
and
And
got
it's
introduced
a
to his
conversation
wonderful
that is,
program, Community Pay It Forward. I think that says it all right there, and a wonderful tax program all come together. And I was in a conversation with him and said, what about putting a
You know,
little
so
T
if
in
you
front of
want to
act, and then you can have a podcast.
Here,
And whoa, did
I'd
he
say
take
Zach
that to the
is
moon?
kind of the
22-hour
exemplar
podcasting
there
he's
is such a
created,
word.
folks. You know,
But
so
Zach,
if you want to
come on
follow
in
an
and tell us more
example
about
of what we're
Community
shooting for here,
your
I would say
program,
Zach is
app,
kind of the
back
exemplator, if there is
how
such a
you're
word.
gonna support the brand
But Zach, come on in here. Tell us more
Project
about Community
Die
Pay
Hard
It Forward,
and
your
everything
ACT
veterans,
program,
and,
PACT, and the
just
PACT
being a
channel,
community
and
guy.
how you're in here supporting the Veterans Ranch and Project Die Hard and everything with veterans, and then just being a community guy. Way to go, Zach.
Well, thank you guys very much. I do appreciate you guys inviting me to come on here and talk to you guys a little bit. You have to have a big heart when you got a big gut, you know. I mean, it takes a bigger heart to keep the body going. So, you know, that's kind of what I keep saying is that if I didn't have the big heart, I wouldn't be able to move. So, yeah, my name is Zach Clayton, Community Pay It Forward. You can find us, all of our information at communitypayitforward.us. And we do a simple program, all right? It had to be a simple program, came from a simpleton. It had to be fairly easy. So what we do is we team with small to medium business owners all over the country. It doesn't matter where you are. Most of them do business wherever you are. So it's a great thing. But you call these business owners, you utilize their services, their great services, and you turn in a receipt to us, okay? And when you turn that receipt into us, 80%, at least 80% of whatever they send us as a referral award goes to wonderful organizations like the Veterans, or like Project Die Hard and the Veterans Ranch, because we're here to support people who are doing good. It is our belief that, you know what, if we knew about all the good that was going on, there's none of us that would be in the situations that we find ourselves in with the negativity, and there is never ever a situation that together we can't work our way out.
This is the QR code.
We've got a little bit of a program that all we do is we have these wonderful little QR codes, as you can see here. This is the QR code for our friends at Project Die Hard.
And on that form,
you simply scan this code. And when you scan this code, it takes you to a little form. And on that form, it says, find your giving partner. And all you got to do is you take and you click on that. And whatever your to-do list is, we ask you to look there first. If somebody on that list can satisfy your needs, hire them. Talk to them. They're first off, they're people. And the great thing about this is you're not talking to some kid who's making minimum wage and barely wants to be there. You're talking to the owners of these companies. You're talking to the people who have built those bridges to find their way to help communities. Because that's what a small business does. Small to medium business does. But if they're able to perform the duties that you need, if they're able to satisfy your to-do list, you simply send us the receipt or the invoice on that form. That form is right, everything you need is right there on that form. You attach that receipt or that invoice to that form. You put your name, put your email. If you would like to dedicate it to somebody, you can do that. But you put that on there, and then the great people at Project Die Hard is going to receive. If we get $10, Project Die Hard gets 8. We get $100 per referral. Project Die Hard gets 8. Okay, look, maybe pennies. But it's more than they had before, and the thing is that you, Mr. and Mrs. Consumer, don't have to spend an extra penny. We are not some of the bigger organizations that ask you, would you like to round up to the nearest dollar? No. All we need you to do is shop with our wonderful giving partners. They give up the money. They're not going to charge you more to do it. They simply want you to consider shopping with them rather than going against the community, against to the big guys. Okay. It's also like to shop or share this one.
Again,
Mr. JR.
Like Brian said,
this is his QR.
Nobody can do this.
He is also
okay. It
It takes a village. It takes a heck of a lot more than a village most of the time. But the truth of the matter is that both of these gentlemen, everybody that you see right now on this screen, works very hard to support other people. And I'm going to tell you something. There are people out there who want to join us and make this happen. Again, there's not a problem in the world that we cannot improve someone's situation simply by coming together and working together. I would like to thank Kurt very much for mentioning the PAC channel. The PAC channel is a podcasting channel that we are putting together. And this podcasting channel is for people who feel like they want to improve the world, improve someone's situation. Just this morning, Mr. Gibson was a guest of ours for a little bit. It is Memorial Day, and we are proud to be sitting here on Memorial Day because men and women through the history of time have had to deal with the same situations that Brian is. Brian lost brothers. Brian lost sisters. Brian lost someone that he mentored from her very beginning, and he lost her. Every Monday morning at 11 Eastern, we run a program called Footprints Forward. And this comes from the 22-hour podcast where somewhere in this pea brain of mine, I came up with this saying that no matter how softly you walk, again, you're going to leave footprints. Like Brian said, like JR, this is a statement to all of you. I came up with the saying the world's going to be better off how softly you walk, you're going to leave footprints. This world is never going to be better off. This is a statement to all of you who think that the world's going to be better off without you. Always leave people behind. This world is never going to be better off without you. You want to find ways. You always leave a footprint. You always leave people behind. This morning, we want to find ways to support everyone who's contemplating suicide. This day can be very tough. This morning, Mr. Gibson came on as we were talking about how this day can be very tough for our veterans who, like Mr. Gibson, like JR has experienced, like Kurt has experienced. I'm pretty sure Molly and Emily, we've all experienced someone who has taken their own life. It's a very simple program. We want to find solutions to help them stay with us. Everyone there. So if you have any situation, it's a very simple program that you would like to share. If you have we want to make sure that we have something for everyone there. So if you have any situation that you would like to share, if you have any program that you would like to share with us, please get a hold of me at Zach. ZAK. My parents only gave me those 3 letters because they knew I was going to be a moron. So it's ZAK at communitypayitforward.us. ZAK at communitypayitforward.us. And join us on the PAC channels. You can find us on Facebook. Hey, we run this program. YouTube. You can find us on Twitter. You can find us on. And join us on the PAC channels. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on Twitter. You can find us on the website.
Communitypayitforward.us.
I always forget the website. But you can find our live shows right there. You can find my show.
Communitypayitforward.us.
Communitypayitforward.us. That's right. And you can also find us on LinkedIn. You can find our shows at Zach. It's again ZAK. Clayton Lion. Because I like to roar. Okay, I like to network, but it is what it is. So, but I once again, I want to thank everyone out there who has served our country. I want to thank everyone out there who has lost someone who has served our country. And like Brian said before, This program is so special because they do work with families.
I simply ask
No one
you
suffers alone,
us
folks. No
remember,
one
if you're not
suffers
helping
alone.
someone, you're
So
hurting
let's
everyone.
make sure we're taking care of each other.
No one has to go.
I
to
simply
London
ask
when we all
you
come
from
together.
us
Thank you
to
very much for
remember,
your
if you're
time.
not helping someone, you're hurting
Thank you
everyone.
very much, Sad. So. when
No
the
one
mission
has
of
to
the
go down
program,
alone
JR
when we all
is
come
ready to be
together.
sworn into office.
Thank you very
Take it
much for
away,
your
JR.
time.
Real quick, I just want to
Thank
throw
you
in there
very
one
much,
thing. and I
Zach.
know I'm gonna
So,
speak
what
for
in addition to the
everybody when I
program,
say this,
JR is ready to be sworn into office. Take it away, JR.
Real quick,
One thing
I
you
just
were
want to
able
throw
do
in there
is
one thing, and I know I'm going to speak for everybody when I say this, is because it hit me as Zach was talking about it. One thing we were able to do in Texas was do a lot with the PBR, with the World Finals while we were out there. Opening Saturday night, we were very blessed to be able to honor not only a veteran, but a Gold Star mother with the PBR's B Cowboy Award, and had about 15,000 people in Dickies Arena stand and cheer for this woman. So when Zach said, everybody, this is a hard day for folks. It's especially hard, not only for veterans, but for Gold Star families. So that's all I want to throw in there is that let's remember the Gold Star families today as well, because this is an especially hard day for them. Not that any other day is easier, but this is a hard day.
Absolutely.
Kurt,
So,
we
yeah,
lost
and,
you. We lost your sound.
Okay, since Kurt is not.
Kurt, we lost you. We lost your
Oh, now
sound.
he's back.
All right, here I'm back. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and we're
Okay,
gonna move
since
on
Kurt
to
is not
the
better.
disability
You
channel,
can just- now
showcasing
he's back,
abilities,
okay.
television.
here I'm
by
back.
and
All
with
right.
people with
So we're going to go
disabilities
ahead
and
and we're going to move
veterans.
on
You know,
to
Jay
the
is
Disability
someone out
Channel,
there,
showcasing
in
abilities,
Toronto, Ontario,
television,
Canada.
by and with people
We're
with
creating
disabilities
this
and
international
veterans.
business.
And,
Mari is cheering on
Jay
Canadians,
is someone
so
out
this is
there,
great
is
work,
in
having,
Toronto, Ontario,
US and
Canada. So
Canada
we're
approach
creating this as
collaborating,
international
seeing,
business.
both
Mari
sides
is
of the
cheering on
border,
as a
how this is
Canadian.
done, and
So
again, teaming
this is
up
great work having a
internationally. So,
US
Jay, wanna
and
come on in?
Canada approach,
Tell us a little bit
collaborating,
about
seeing
the
on
channel and where
both
you're
sides
going
of the
with
border,
veterans.
how this is done. And again,
Can
teaming
everybody
up
hear me and see me?
internationally.
Yeah.
So Jay, you want to
There's
come on in here and
you bet.
tell us a little bit of the story
Hi,
of the
everybody.
channel
My name
and where
is
you're
Jay
going
Stone.
with
I wanna thank
veterans.
everybody for this opportunity.
Can everybody
I wanna
hear me and
thank
see me?
everybody on this
Yep.
call for this
You're
service.
seen and heard, you bet.
Important day. Hi, everybody. My name is Jay Stone. I want to thank everybody for this opportunity. I want to thank everybody on this call for this service during this important day. Can't say enough about our love for veterans, our support for veterans, and our honor for veterans. So thank you for your service, for keeping us safe. Thank you so much. Again, I'm Jay Stone. Sorry, I have my copy with me. It's just in my arms. It's been all day, so she wanted to come up. So again, so the Disability Channel is located here in Toronto, Canada, but we are across Canada, online, in pockets. We also work closely down in the States with Kurt and a few other veterans along with non-veterans. So our Canada stage, we hope that we had a bigger mark, but we are trying to duplicate what we have here in Canada. And what we have here in Canada, programs in media for persons with disabilities. I have an illness. And also for veterans. So the VA is Cut McCauley, and we create, right now we have a program running right now, 20-week program, and you learn all aspects from our facilitators and our certified programs through the Ontario government, which is financed by them, on how to transition from the battlefield or from assistance into our programs, gain a skill in media, either behind or in front of the camera as a talk show host like myself, or you could be a camera person, you could be a sound guy, you could be an editor, you could be a location manager, all different types of stuff with going television. You can get a job either on our platform, or we also have, we're also on TV up here in Canada. We're right across on TV on Dell, which would be like, I guess, Comcast down in the USA. I also have a radio show on Sirius XM, so we get to showcase success stories. And actually now, which is very exciting, which I would love the veterans in the USA to support this, and we can support you guys, is the Disability Channel has now been sanctioned to produce the Invictus Games in 225 in BC. So we're going to be teaming up with a much larger production company, but we're going to have our, we get the keys, we're involved, we're in the game, so we're gonna be sending, hopefully, a crew of veterans out there, skilled in media, to cover veterans statistics. So we absolutely love that, and we would love to be able to bring our programming down to the States, as I have done a pilot in Wisconsin a few years back, it was very successful. And we have teamed up with a few veterans in the past, unfortunately, things just did not pan out. But we're, you know, the door's always open, but we need to get our programs in front of people who can finance it, which means the government, unless, you know, a philanthropist or an organization or a ball team, but that's not gonna happen, right? It's gotta be the government, and then we can showcase it on television. So that's kind of what I do. I create all the programs, but I got to create all the programs. I'm more of the media side, so I handle all the television side of things. And we have full media accreditation. We're big in music, so we promote opportunities through our television shows, which we have a music show, we have a sports show, we have a car show, we have a socially served show, we have, I produce about 30 shows a month, television shows that go out to about 3.4 million strong, through SiriusXM and other platforms. So basically, I'm the job creator at the Disability Channel. We get to showcase all the success stories in media. That's what I do. So I can open it up. We will, and the programs are free. Our programs are free, so if I can give more veterans, and I have to share this with you. And I'm sure you guys can attest. Getting the VA or the Legion to support what we do is nearly impossible. The people at the top of veteran decisions, if you want to join what we do, it's all hands up. It's the people at the top. I'm a little passionate, but it's like knocking on making these decisions without talking to the people on the ground. So sad and disgusting. I'm sorry, I'm just a little passionate. It's like knocking on an empty door. You know what? I got an email from the Legion today saying, "Oh yeah, we're gonna pass on your free program for our veterans." We got to change that. You know what? Did you go around and ask every veteran in Canada if they didn't want to take our free program so they can transition and get a job? So we got to change that, guys. We got to change that. It's really sad.
All right, brother, I gotta interject because I gave the whole brief, but right on Forward Operating Day Slash, there will be a television studio with a recording studio right next door, right in the admin building, where Jay and his team is bringing those free programs to the United States.
We gotta build the building.
I mean, teamwork. This is how it works, people. They're doing their part. Help us do our part. We gotta build the building.
This is great because.
Sorry, back to you. I just had to let people know that, yeah, we're in it to win it with you, brother.
This is great because the more veterans I can get joining my, the Disability Channel Facebook page is probably the easiest thing to join. The more we bang on the doors together, because they just look at me, I'm not a veteran. So they look at me and just go, well, you're not even a veteran, you know, it's so sad. So I'm going to call you guys. I need my brothers and sisters to help me so I can help you guys. I need you guys banging on that door with me. Hey, come on. Let's do this together. If that's okay. I guess that's kind of all I really wanted to say is to get my program down into the USA and you can get what we're doing. I guess that's kind of all I really wanted to say is I'd like to get my programs down into the USA and people get what we're doing here in Canada. And we're moving forward. We have about 5 programs running right now. So we're moving forward and we are connecting with veterans, but I just wish it was I don't know, a little.
Brother, all good things take time. But with your help, streaming our Monday Mission podcast on the Disability Channel.
We do this? And I'm sure
we get the message out there. Everybody accomplishes more.
My email, if you guys have it. So why don't we do this? And I'm sure, I think Kurt already did this, but I would love to shoot Kurt my email if you guys have it and connect with every veteran on this platform one-on-one and see how the channel can immediately help you guys in whatever fashion. I don't know how that would be, but I would love to, if I can help you guys or get the word out or bring you guys on my Sirius XM radio show or introduce me to somebody that I can help that helps you guys or you know what I mean? We can connect the dots. That would be wonderful.
Again, brother, Kurt is our ambassador. He deals with
That's
you.
great, guys.
Uh,
Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate
we will
this
work on
opportunity.
anything that grows
And,
each other's mission.
As things get rolling, I'll give you guys more updates. That's great, guys. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate this opportunity. And as things get rolling, I'll give you guys more updates. But the Invictus Games could be, well, not could be. It's going to be a real great next step for all of us. That would be wonderful. That'd be wonderful, guys. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you, Brian. Thanks, Kurt. Thanks, everybody on here. We'll talk soon.
Sounds good. Thanks, Jake.
Bye-bye now.
Thanks, Jake.
Yep.
Thank you,
We
Emily.
did have time for a Q&A after. That'd be great. But if you gotta go, Jay.
Oh, I didn't think anybody had any questions for me.
Oh, no, we're going through all the presentations first, and then we're doing a Q&A.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I got it split, but if you can, I'll definitely follow up. If you have any questions, I'll definitely answer it and send them to
Yeah,
her.
if anybody has any direct questions from
Thanks, guys.
Disability Channel, reach out to us, and
Sounds
we'll
good,
make
Jay.
sure Jay gets them,
Thanks, Kurt. You
and
too.
we will get an answer back to you.
Happy Monday.
Thanks, guys. You too.
Thank you.
All right, so now
Have a
Sounds good, Jay. Have a great day.
with
Thanks, Kurt. You
Project
too.
Die Hard, we have
Happy
a
Monday.
tremendous
You too.
podcast, our show.
All right, so
Monday
now,
edition, which
with
will take
Project
place
Die Hard,
in
we
3.5
have
hours.
a tremendous
Host
podcasting show,
beginning.
Monday Mission,
And
which
we've
will
had
be taking place in
tremendous
3.5
guests,
hours.
Barry.
Host
We're gonna
Zeta from
recreate
Zeta's
that
Health
in a
Beginnings.
little bit of a
And
5
we've
minute
had a
synopsis.
tremendous
So,
guest in Doug
do
Barry.
us the honor and
So we're
tell
going
us a
to
little bit
recreate
about
that a
your
little bit in
how
a
you
little bit
tie
of a
in
5 to
veteran
10 minute
mission.
synopsis. So,
Yeah, sure.
Doug, would you do us the honor and come in here, tell us a bit of everything you're working on and how you tie into this veteran mission?
Yeah, sure. I'm a children's book author, so that's what I got going on. I am donating 10% of my royalty check to the Project Die Hard. It's probably not going to turn out to be a large sum of money, but it's what I can do. So I'm gonna do that for you guys. And I will get a copy of each one of my books coming up to you. This is one of them anyway. To the library, they're on the kitchen table. I'll probably get them in there tomorrow. Little background. I mean, I was in the Air Force. Yeah, I don't know what else you really need from me. A little background. I mean, I was in the Air Force for 20 years, weapons loader. As me and Brian were talking the other day, loaded the A-10. Yeah.
All right, so
Maintain that weapon system. And
well,
it's
Doug,
working at
since
16
your
as well.
part in here is ultra simple
Yeah.
and
All right,
whatever
so,
we can do to help
Doug,
distribution
since
of the
your
book.
part in here is ultra simple and
families,
so yeah, whatever we can do to help distribution of the book. I'm picturing this book being available for families, at the Fort Operating Base and so on and so forth. But Doug, maybe you can help us, from your perspective, with Project Die Hard, the mission, spreading hope to veterans, and with this issue of veteran suicide, and what you see other places, and then you see the particular look we're taking here at Project Die Hard. Any commentary in terms of how you're fond of the mission and how we're going about it at Project Die Hard?
No, but me and Brian were talking. I often had in the back of my head the same thing you guys are doing. It's like I keep thinking about all these homeless vets and everything. It's like, man, I wish I could just, I wish I was a millionaire. It's like, if we could just get a large acreage and get like a pond in the middle and put like tiny houses around and get these guys, put some temporary housing so you can get back on their feet. It just seemed like a no-brainer. It's like that would be perfect. And that's exactly what you guys are doing.
So
I just think it's
I
awesome.
guess, Doug, to continue, you
Very
joined
good.
us.
Thank you very much, Doug.
In the program, we have JR.
Well, I guess, Doug, to continue,
exactly.
you joined us
Pay it
a
forward.
little bit into the program. We have JR here
trying to
from
think,
Veterans Ranch.
you
We
catch
have
the introduction
Zach
to the
Clayton
program?
from Community Pay It Forward.
So just wanted to see if
I'm
you
trying to
take the
think,
chance to catch
did you catch the
up.
introductions to their program?
If you had anything
This is
about
basically
it,
a Q&A
a little bit
period,
more about
Doug. So
Veterans
just
Ranch,
wanted
there,
to
be happy
see if we
to,
could take this chance to
respond
catch
anything
you
that's
up.
happened
And
here as well.
if you had anything about, a little bit more about Veterans Ranch, I'd be happy to you know, respond to anything. And then Zach is here as well. Pay it forward just to make sure that, you know, we're doing a good job making sure their programs are.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm kind of a newbie here. This is like my second time talking to you guys, and I haven't really got the chance to look into anything that those other folks are doing. So I really don't have any questions yet. I'm quite the kind of guy who'll get to know me a little bit. I kind of sit in the background and just listen a lot, more than do a lot of talking.
JR,
I
Zach,
don't remember
JR,
hearing
Zach,
from
or Maury,
I've
do you have
never
any
met Maury
questions?
before. Can
Sure.
he
anything?
give us a little about himself? I don't remember hearing from Maury, and I've never met Maury before. Can he give us a little about himself, please?
So before I come out here, tell us a little about, we'll be here for you. We're networking at the MBA project.
You know, Zach, I think it's something for you. What you've done in your life. So before you come out here, tell us a little bit about, we'll be here for you, and we're networking at the MBA project, and just because of who you are and what you've done in your life, and you are muted, Maury. So yeah, come unmuted and please share more.
Most of the people who are.
Sure. Well, thank you, guys. I think what everybody's doing is very important. And, you know, especially since most of the people who are dealing with these psychological issues are dealing with them not because they chose to, but because they felt compelled to.
I personally,
you know, if they don't, who will, kind of thing. Makes it even sadder, the stories, as far as I'm concerned. I personally, I'm a Canadian. I've never served in any military operations or in the military in Canada. But that being said, I spent the first 40 years of my life wanting to be dead.
I hated myself. I hated the world.
And I hated you. I don't know you, but I hated you because I hated everyone. I hated myself. I hated the world. I used to wake up every single morning. I would look out the window and hope I would see mushroom clouds because that would mean I didn't have to live another day. I tried to kill myself at least 6 times that I remember. I've injured myself multiple thousands of times. But the thing is, if you want to die, it's pretty easy to do it. And the fact that I tried 6 times and nothing happened meant that I didn't really want to do it. When I realized I couldn't find a way to die, I had to find a way to live. And that's kind of what got me started on trying to understand the dynamics behind what was making me feel the way I was feeling. And I realized that my brain was the primary culprit. I found that neurochemistry, the chemicals, endorphins, hormones, neurotransmitters, that our neurons, which our brain cells create, are actually responsible for our experience in life. So just like with a computer or a smartphone, when you open up an app or a computer program and you see what's on the screen, that's a result or a function of a bunch of zeros and ones.
And that's soup, if you will.
In our lives, that doesn't work with zeros and ones. It works with chemistry. So our brains create chemicals, and that soup, if you will, creates our experience and how we cope with it. That explains why some people cope much better than others. Some people seem to be really not involved or not affected, and other people seem overly so. We're all different. We all react differently. We create different brainwaves, which creates different chemistry, and that creates a different experience. That being said, I realized that I needed to do something to change how I felt. I couldn't go through the rest of my life feeling the way I did. And that's when I came across this technology called brainwave entrainment. Now, entrainment is kind of like when you're listening to music you like and you're bopping your head and you're tapping your feet without thinking about doing it. This happens automatically because your cells, your body is in training or following the music, the beat in the music. Well, what I do with brainwave entrainment is I use sound and sometimes visual stimulation to influence your neurons and make your neurons pulse at a specific rate. You may or may not know this, but most of you have probably heard of things like gamma and beta and theta and delta and alpha. These are considered to be brainwave states, but what they really denote is your neuron pulses a minute electric impulse so many times a second. Depending on how many times a second it pulses, that's what gamma is or beta is. That's just a differentiator. It also dictates the kind of chemistry your neurons produce, and that involves and takes advantage of your stress, your anxiety levels, PTSD, depression, anxiety, sleep. Sleep is so important, you know, to mental health. So what I do is I create systems using visuals, but primarily audio, that are very easy to use. They're MP3s. You download them to your phone, to an MP3 player, to a CD if you want. Put on an ordinary pair of stereo headphones. You close your eyes. You can even fall asleep while it's playing, and it makes no difference to the effectiveness. Your brain naturally will follow these frequencies, and those frequencies will naturally allow your brain to create chemistry that it needs in order to cope, in order to be better, in order to feel better. I went from someone who wanted to be dead forever to someone who wants to live forever. And it's entirely because of putting on headphones and having a nap. Basically having a nap. It's amazing the difference in attitude and how I act and react to things. I've been doing this professionally. I've been doing my research for over 45 years, and my products have started to be available as of 2007, I believe, was my first product. I have doctors and clinicians using my work now to treat Alzheimer's disease, stress, anxiety disorders, PTSD, sleep, stress and anxiety. So it's all a matter of understanding how the brain works, and that nothing just happens. I don't believe in miracles or magic. To me, they're just science that hasn't been explained. And as long as people like myself and you and everyone else is out there trying to understand why something happens, then we can take fear out of the equation. And when we take fear out of the equation, we're left with solutions that we can use that have a much better chance of working because people aren't paranoid, they're not scared anymore. And that's what I do. And that's why I'm here, actually. I've been trying to get my stuff in front of veterans in the United States and Canada for decades. And no one will listen to me, and no one gives me the time of day. And it's sad because in everything that happened with COVID and all the stress and the anxiety and the people losing their jobs and they can't afford this and they can't afford that. My work doesn't require specialized equipment. An ordinary pair of stereo headphones, just like this. $10 on Amazon. That's all they need. They probably have everything else they need already, which is basically a phone, something to play it on. It's a download. It can go anywhere on the planet in a matter of seconds. It's your brain that's the most important part of what I do. So because it's your brain, you tend to get what you need as opposed to me telling you what you need. My systems are designed to help you to help yourself. Because I think you're the only guru for yourself. And other people can have all the good intentions in the world, but they can't cure you. You have to do it yourself. And with brainwave entrainment, it makes it very easy. I went from 40 years of wanting to be dead to wanting to live forever. And all I did was put on headphones and close my eyes and lie down. That's all I did. So that's what I do. If anyone is, wants to discuss this further, I am more than happy. Kurt and I have already been discussing this. We've been going with Kurt involved in this the whole way. Because this guy is a mover and a shaker. I can't imagine how he just does everything he does and how he motivates people the way he does. And I'm happy to be involved with Kurt and Emily. And, if any of you see the potential value here in something that's inexpensive, the average price of my products is like $197. And you never get used to them. I'm using recordings that I used 30 years ago, and they still function perfectly well. The other thing is, I give away between $40,000 and $50,000 in product every year. I have no problem increasing that for veterans who have no money and no way of affording this stuff.
We will sit down and get with Kurt. He will get you on my calendar, and we will sit down and we'll have a discussion on how you and Project iHeart can work together to bring your products to our brothers and sisters.
Yeah, and I'm serious about sharing. This is not something that money is important. It feeds me, it feeds my wife, it pays my landlord, so he's kind of happy about money too. But I don't want anyone left behind. under any
Because
condition.
when people get something.
Unfortunately, we need people who understand that they're not getting something that is valueless.
And Warren, you and I've been on.
Because when people get something for free, sometimes they think that's what it's worth.
It has been my fault.
Couldn't agree more. And more, you and I have been
I was
on,
gonna say
you know,
something, but
HNP
I
a bunch together, and it has been my fault for not getting you on my calendar sooner.
My
So
wife could have said something, but I thought better not to.
no, I'll own up. You know, when it's on me, it's on me. Yeah, Ben wanted to get you on board with this as well. So because pardon the pun, it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer for your brain. Yeah, but definitely, yeah, we've been in more than enough meetings together. So let's figure out a big group call there.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, my work is it's basically you hear shh, blah, 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 blah. And sometimes I talk. But it's so,
the way it's presented,
you know,
to the brain, the way it
brilliant
takes
in its
advantage of
simplicity,
natural
not
processes
me being
everybody's
brilliant,
brain.
just
Even
the
people with brain
information, the way it's presented to the brain, the
And
way
I
it takes
can't make
advantage
them a
of
doctor, I
natural
can't make
processes in
medical
everybody's brain,
But I can
even
tell you
people with
that I
brain
have
injury.
thousands of testimonials from people all over
Okay,
the world.
and now I can't make, I'm not a doctor, I can't make medical
Can't
claims,
believe how
but
simple
I
it
can
sounds
tell
so
you
simple.
that I have thousands of
be so
testimonials
effective.
from people all over
And
the
again,
world
You don't need expensive equipment.
can't believe
You
how
don't need
something that
expensive
sounds so
headphones.
simple
As a matter of fact, if you get
can
noise
be so
canceling
effective.
headphones,
And
they're
again,
too good.
you don't need expensive equipment. You don't
Everything
even need
that needs
expensive
to be done to
headphones.
sound I do
As a matter of fact, if you get noise canceling headphones,
and
they're
I
too
just
good.
want to,
Turn off the noise canceling.
when I tell the
Everything that
story
needs
of
to be
who
done
I
to the
was,
sound I do
I feel
before
like
you
I'm
get it.
lying to all of you.
And
That's how
I just want
different
to,
a
you
person
know,
I am now. There's no reason
when I
in the
tell my
world
story of
why
who I
people
was,
who have
I
seen
feel like
things
I'm
that they
lying
can't
to all of you.
unsee, which is
That's how
probably the
different a
biggest
person I
reason
am now.
why
There's
they
no
have
reason in the
PTSD
world
and they're having
why
all these,
people
you
who
know,
have
suicide
seen things that they
ideation
can't
can't
unsee,
live with the
which is
reality
probably the
that the rest
biggest
of us
reason
don't know
why
about
they have
because, you know, we're
PTSD and they're
virgins,
having all
basically.
these, you know, suicide
I've seen
ideation
people
because
in
they
pain,
can't
but I've
live with
never
the
seen
reality
something like war.
that the rest of us don't know
I have
about
no
because,
idea.
you know,
My
we're
wife
virgins basically.
a war zone.
You know, I've seen people in
Yeah, I
pain, but
can't
I've never
imagine
seen anything like a war
I
zone.
don't imagine
I
how
have
you
no
guys
idea. My wife
or the
lived
people
through a
you
war zone.
associate do.
You know, I can't
It's the
imagine
kind of,
how
you
she
know,
did
we're
that.
human
I don't
beings.
imagine
We're
how
all
you
part of the
guys have
same
done it, or the
body
people you
of
associate do it.
humankind. We need to take
It's
care
the
of each
kind
other.
of,
We
you know,
need to
we're
stop
human
this
beings.
being
We're all part of the
racist
same
crap and this
body of
jealous
mankind or
crap.
humankind.
Oh, so-and-so
We
has
need
this and I
to
don't
take
have
care
this.
of each other.
Woe
We
is
need to
garbage.
stop this
You know,
being
I
racist
honestly
crap and
believe
this
that
being
when we all
jealous
stop
crap and this,
being
oh,
immature
so-and-so
little
has this
babies
and I don't have this.
and we get
Woe
along
is me
and we learn
garbage.
to love each
You
other
know,
and care about each
I
other,
honestly
think
believe
all
that
these
when we
evils
all
are gonna
stop
disappear
being
off the face
immature
of the
little
earth
babies
because there'll
and
be
we get
nothing
along
left
and we
to
learn to
talk
love
about.
each other and care about each other, I think all
So
disease
we
is just
take
going to
care of each
disappear
other.
off the face of the earth
And look,
because there'll be nothing to be reflected into our
the
bodies
hungry
anymore.
things in time. It's
You
this
know, we need to take care of each other. We need to help each other. And look, I don't have kids.
a little
If
tired
I'm
that
leaving anything
we start
behind,
to
it's this tech